Welcome back to Beautifully Made. Yay, it's Friday. It is also another week closer to Christmas, so very excited. Not quite the weather that's very seasonal around here, but let's see what our doodle will be today. Get us started. What it draws says Batman going to the Renaissance Fair. Uh-huh. I really struggled with Velma last week. If you didn't see her, she was not the greatest, but I will attempt a Batman. Oh my gosh, a Renaissance fair. I was at a Renaissance fair, worked as a wench at a tent years and years and years ago. I think my oldest daughter was maybe 4. I sewed fabric hats and sold them with homemade jewelry and things it was actually over at Clay's Park. And the guy that played like Moses in the Ten Commandments, I think he was there as the king kicking everything off. And it was like a big deal. Gosh, it's just been forever ago. I don't even remember the right actor's name, but it was fun and got to attend that. And then I remember also going to that restaurant that, you know, they have the jousting and stuff like that, that Renaissance experience. I think it was at Myrtle Beach or something like that. And that was fun. I don't think they had utensils. You had to like drink the soup out of the real heavy pewter bowl and eat with your hands. And it was an experience. But yeah, those were my Renaissance experiences. So it's probably going to look a little bit like those firsthand accounts that I've had. Oh boy. I have just some thoughts around vintage and just the analog curiosities that inspire you. I went with a friend last weekend and we went thrift shopping and it was such a great time. We had a blast. I think we spent 9 hours. By the time we went to brunch, shopping ended up having to go to dinner because we had shopped all day and went to multiple places throughout our community, and it was just a blast. But it just got me thinking about what inspires you and what's left behind that you can look at and gather like your thoughts around or be inspired by color or pattern. And I am one to love to draw digitally because it's so convenient. But what's going to be left like 20 years from now because there aren't like tons of magazines any longer and everything is in the cloud and everything is digital, what's going to be left to inspire these next generations? And so they can refer to our work and say this was, in the 2010s and 20s and 30s and 40s. If everything is digital, is it going to be accessible to everyone? What's the future going to hold for being able to be inspired by things? And I say that because I ran across so many things that reminded me of my childhood and reminded me of like we had that when I was little. I got this really cool battery operated pond and everybody skates on it but with magnets. And I remember having this when we were little and it was a big deal. I loved it every year that we set it up. And the thing is like almost complete. And it was like bright reds and greens and blues and just the pond top had yellowed over the years. I didn't care. I bought it. It was like $7 at Goodwill and I was so excited and it worked. My husband and I had to take it apart a little bit and there was like fake snow that was stuck in the motor and we cleaned that out and he got the motor to work again and put 4C batteries in it and boom, it works. And I was just thrilled. And we went to the bin store, which is the Goodwill outlet here. And literally there are just carts and carts and carts just full of everything that was donated, and you buy it per the weight. You know, you wheel your cart up onto the floor scale and they weigh it, and you're like, glass is one price and clothes and everything else is another price. Electronics is another price. I had this penguin in my cart and it looked like it was covered in ice. It was the plastic little bits and it was electric. So I had to take that out. It was priced on a different scale and I had no idea if it would work or not. Got it home, plugged it in. It lit up. It worked. And everything was there. The little wings were on it. And it's, like 18 inches tall. But I was like, oh my gosh, this works. It's so cool. And it was vintage. And in that whole cart of stuff that I got this beautiful book that had never been opened. And it was how to do Chinese brush lettering. And I'm sure the paint, I mean, nothing has been opened. Everything is there. The inkwell is there. All the paints are there. There is a wolf hair brush in there. And what's the other brush here? I'm gonna open it up. I was just floored. This has never been touched. And it was from the 90s. And the brushes are in perfect, everything, it's like in perfect condition. I gotta see what this other hair is. Because my husband was just like cracking up. He was like, this says it's a wolf hair brush. Goat. The other brush is a goat hair brush. And I'm very excited to practice with this because I want to, work on different lettering, but I get to do it with like an analog touch. It's a real lettering kit and it's beautiful. And there's instructions on how to do the lettering. And I was just floored that the whole thing was complete. And that was in the bins. I grabbed that. I also found a complete set of these cards. And the artist, I'd never heard of her. It's called the Kiki Collection. And they were all drawings of different women, like in friendship. They're hugging one another, arms around another, birds, and it's in Spanish. And I looked her up, and her name is Kiki, and she still has art online, and it is gorgeous. And they were just so vibrant and beautiful and colorful. And I'll share some pictures of them in the show notes. And I've put them on my Instagram, I believe. So you can take a look at that. There was a complete set and it was just in those bins. And I grabbed the whole box and they're beautiful. But then the magazines, like my latest uppercase magazine came in, which is just phenomenal. One of my favorites. And if you have a favorite creative magazine that you love getting, let me know what it is because in 2024, I want to subscribe to a couple more because they're just so inspiring. And like the uppercase magazine, I got to renew my subscription because it is over and I got my notice with the magazine. But the scent of it, the inks and the paper, it just takes me back to the books, the wood floor library that I grew up going to. And the smell of those books, it just reminds me of that so much. And there's this beautiful color theory card inside that she had placed in there for us to use to like put together, curate our own color. And I don't even want to like paint on it. I know it's not supposed to be precious, but I just want to make copies of it so I can keep them and say, okay, this is my color theory for this year. And maybe I'll do it again next year. But it's just beautifully curated. And the whole issue is about color. And it's just so many different ways that you celebrate color. There's inspiration with fiber art. There's inspiration with paint. There's inspiration with different types of fiber art. So it's not just fabric. There's weavings in there. There's yarns in there. And it's just fabulous. And it's just taking me back to that question at the beginning of this is like, what are we going to do if everything is digital? and we have nothing that we can just like hold on to and keep and refer to and look back on. And we're looking at it through a glass lens on our phone or computer. And there's something to be said of having that book in hand, that magazine in hand, that product in your hand, and, painting with a real brush, a real goat hair brush, a real, wolf hair brush, and going back old school. And I see so many artists and people doing that. And I know that there's a big shift in how people are going completely online, and their brick and mortars are closing, restaurants. I mean, it's just such a chaotic scene with how people are showing up to support businesses, even small businesses. But there still is a need to have something physical to attend. And I saw how evident that was over the weekend. I also had a market that I was part of. I got to paint faces on, the kids and some adults too. And it was so much fun. And it's a curated art market in our area. And it was the Christmas market, and it was huge. It was at our cultural arts center, and it was two buildings, and over 120 or 130 vendors. And it was from 9 a.m. until 4 p.m. And it was packed the whole time. I was swamped the entire time. And I loved every moment of it. I loved being able to talk to people and interact with people. There were people that were in line waiting on me. I tried to paint fast, but have something, cute for the kids. And my friends came by, and I was so swamped I could hardly like talk to anybody, but it was so much fun. I love the chaos of that. I love people being so joyous to support small businesses and finding unique things as gifts, and really putting thought into finding something for someone. There was so much variety, and it was just so much fun. Art brings me so much joy, and I get so much joy supporting other artists. I'm excited to see like some new murals coming up in our community. Things that, yeah, I submitted for, I didn't get. I don't care. They're going on the wall. Somebody else is going to get celebrated, and I cannot wait to show up for that. I can't wait to promote it and share it and tell people to go see it. And it's more color in the world. It's more art in the world. It's people doing what they love. And if you can just support that, that's huge. But also leaving something behind that inspires somebody else. And, we have to do that. So I think that's why it's so important, if you do create things digitally, that you find ways to put that design and those ideas on things that are cards or products, or something that you can, physically hold and enjoy. We all love having curated social media accounts and things like that, but you can't share those. I mean, like, share them and enjoy them to fully enjoy them. I hope that makes sense. Yes, I love going through those things, but I want to own something that someone has made. I want to get to see it and enjoy it. And I'm not talking about like fast fashion or things that aren't, meaningful. We all make junk too. We all make things that are just like out there. But I think that it's still really important to have that physical, presence and pieces of art, and share those things. I was talking to another artist friend of mine. I bought a piece that he does, Russ Hinch, and it was a watercolor of an oil rig that are out in the fields here. And my oldest daughter loves those things. And they just immediately made me think of her. And he had a watercolor drawing of it. And I bought it at one of those curated art shows. I saw him there, and his home was on the home tour for the decorated Christmas homes for our library system. And I was helping a friend at hers, and I didn't get to go see all the other homes, but I knew his was there. So I told him, I'm like, oh, I missed your house. I'm really sorry. I really wanted to see it. I heard it was gorgeous. You had silver and gold theme. And we were laughing. I said, and I still haven't sent that picture to my daughter because I love it so much. I'm enjoying it right now. And he goes, I loved painting that picture. He goes, I painted that years ago. He goes, you're the only person that has bought that print. And I was like, press what? And he said, yeah. He goes, no one else has ever bought that print. You're the only one. And I couldn't believe it because it's beautiful. And I was like, I love that print. I want to go buy some more. I'll buy myself one the next time I see him, and I'll send the other to Riley. But I was just floored by that. It was something that he was drawn to and enjoyed painting it. And for him to share that with me and let me know that, I was just like, what? I can't believe that. I will put a link in my show notes to his work because he does have an online shop and he's a beautiful artist. And I think he and his partner's home was the second or third most beautiful garden in this contest that like Better Homes and Gardens voted on, like the whole nation voted on, and theirs got second or third. I'll link that whole story in my show notes too. That's right down the street. I mean, that's right here in Canton, and it was just like unbelievable. The multifaceted artist with the gardens and the Tom does, and he helps with, and just it's incredible. And I love, again, hearing this story. I still can't believe I'm the only one that has that print. He may have forgotten he sold one. It's too pretty. I can't believe nobody else bought. So I really, saw so many things when I was out and about thrift shopping. And it just was like, man, what's the nostalgia going to be in 10, 20, 30 years? What's it going to be for other people? Oh, I love so-and-so's Instagram, and I've followed them for years, and I remember seeing that, and let me see if I can find it again. That that doesn't count. Someone's got this gorgeous home that they've shared, and there were pictures, and that was it. There's nothing left that I can like open up, hang up, place, pass down, because it was just digital. We can't leave that legacy. We have to continue to create nostalgia. I don't want that to go away. I really want there still to be things that we love and hang on to and share, and they're physical. They're things that we can hold, and the scent brings back that memory, and we're inspired by it. So just keep that in mind. And share with me what inspires you. What things from the past that you see, and it's just like, oh, is it a golden book, or is it, if it's a movie, don't we go out and like try to find that movie so we have it? It's not just something in our memory, but something we can like enjoy over and over again. So I'm all for having a fun social media presence, but I think we also need to have some physical things that represent us and that create nostalgia, especially for the next generation, and that make it accessible so many people can enjoy it. So those are my thoughts based around some experiences I've had lately, because I really just had a blast going out and about and getting just this warm, fuzzy feeling. Maybe it's the holidays. Maybe I'm the only one that thinks that. You have a different thought on it, let me know. I'm all for taking something old and making something new from it so you enjoy it. I did buy this really cool Afghan that I am making a sweater. I will share that. I love the colors in it. And it was like super cheap. It was like $10. And I've washed it and dried it, and I'm going to make a jacket out of it because I will wear that and enjoy it. And I love Afghan clothes. The beautiful knit. These were all granny squares. Beautiful Afghan. So this one's got a really cool edge on it. It'd be great for the edge of the jacket and the sleeves. And I will share pictures when I'm done. And yeah, it's just something that I like to do. So thanks so much for joining me. I hope that gets your ideas thinking of like how you can leave that legacy and create that nostalgia. This poor little Batman, this ugly little horse. Sorry. Sorry to do the disservice to horse lovers everywhere. Uh, Kari, if you're listening, I'm really sorry. I know you love horses, and I really don't know how to draw them that well, but this was a doodle. Oh my goodness, like little cat and stuff. But yeah, I'm a Batman. All right. Well, have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. I'm excited. My brother and sister-in-law and niece are going to be here, and we're going to this huge Christmas event. And I love when our family comes to visit. So I'm really looking forward to the weekend. I hope you are too. Stay safe and remember that you are beautifully made. I will talk to you next time. Have a great weekend. Bye.